Uh, Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Real Comic Book Talk. Your boys is in the building, swagged out, got the things cashed out. I can't. I don't have a gift. I don't have a gift. Only when I steal other people's lines. That's it.
I
Damn,
see
what's
it's
good, man?
still Christmas time in your house.
Yeah, we don't have enough off days to take stuff down and quick. So it's one of the reasons why I don't like Christmas. One, because I never really had since I had to get a job. Secondly, I hate taking this stuff down. I don't know put it up. I don't know where stuff goes when it's time to take it down. So here we are. Now I
Put
gotta
it in a
wait.
bin. Put it in a bin. Put tape on there. Mark it Christmas stuff.
I
That's what
don't.
I
Oh
every year.
no, we
do.
have a person who has to go in a specific. Things have to go in a specific place. There's different boxes for the different. I don't know what none
Until
of that goes.
it's funny because until you get unlimited space, everything has a place.
It has an
Everything has a
absolute place, and
specific
I don't
place.
know where their places are. I can barely put the pots and pans in the right spot. I be washing them like, where does this go? It's like 4 pans and pots. I just like, all right, I'm just leave these on the stove after I wash because I don't know exactly where to go. And I don't know how to get them into this rack. They're washed though. They're clean. You can use them whenever you want.
No man knows how to put it in the rack. No man.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna break my back trying because I don't know. It's clean. You can use it at your leisure. All right.
What we got in store for the people today?
What we got today is our top 7 third acts of the MCU. Now, this is not the top 7 movies because if it was, it would be a much different list. This is just the third act specifically. All right, I did the work. I actually did my homework. I used my daughter's music notebook, but from last year. But either way, I did the homework. I got my notes. I'm ready to go. I got a couple surprises. It's gonna be fire. Top third acts. Third acts include everything in the third act. The ending of the movie, obviously, the action, the dialogue within the action, stuff that happened right before the action. And if you want, I mean, I didn't really do it. I didn't really consider it. But if you want, throw in the end credit scene. If you need that to help make your point. I don't need it for mines. Maybe for number 7. But outside of that, it's fine. Top third acts in the MCU. And you cannot clue the stuff in the second act. Just want to throw that out. Because it's not in the third act. Can't change the rules.
Well, that would explain why we're definitively doing the third act and everything. Now, we're doing this topic because we are trying to figure out, we are watching, both me and Anthony were debating and everything, which movie really had the best ending and everything. Which movie closed out the best and everything. What had that? Because a lot of movies have those all shock and all moments, and they have that, like, some of them just don't end well. They're like, it was like, it was a good build up, but the ending wasn't there. It didn't have that good punch in the end and everything. So
Or like a
we're
movie
here
will
to
build
give
it all the way
the
up.
list for the MCU at least.
Yeah, like a movie will build everything all the way up. And then at the end, you're like, what did I watch? M. Night Shyamalan movie? This is what the hell was this?
Man, you want to talk about hit and miss when it comes to third acts? He is the king of it, boy. I tell you, that
Boy,
man will build you. He will build it up, and then you'll be like,
you're like, what the hell did I just watch?
and MCU has over 20 movies, so they've got plenty of misses, their dang selves. But we're not going to talk about those. We are here to
Oh,
talk about the
we could
best.
do this. We could do it. Because I know we'll make number 1, the Iron Man 3. Not worst third.
You say that, but everybody's got a different opinion. There's some people that can go other than that.
I know. I tell you right now, if it ain't 1, it's gonna be 2. Tell you that. Anyway,
For
I just
you,
want to point out this does not include the MCU shows, anything like that. Because if it did, my list might be much different. How do you even do a third act of a show? Would you take like the
last 2 episodes.
I guess the last third of the episode?
You would calculate it by how many. If it was, well, MCU does what, 8 or 7?
They do some. It depends on how long the episodes are, but it's usually like 7.
Yeah, see,
Seven.
See,
It'll be like the
yeah,
last
there's a
3 years.
whole lot of other factors involved for that.
Yeah. But you just calculate the last third of whatever. I don't do math that well. That's what calculators are for. And my phone. It's
It's a good thing we're only going to do movies. Then we're doing movies today, and we're only doing 7 of them.
only
And
some.
I'll start it off. Let me
Okay.
start it off right now with yeah, you guys knew where I was going there. It's no big deal. Daniel's 100% biased. Black Panther. Not ashamed to say it.
Oh, wait, hold on. Before we get into it, I just want to point out. I'm sorry, I forgot. I was supposed to say this earlier. We did not include Wakanda Forever in this, simply because I can't see it again. Like I gotta wait. I can't go to. Well, I could go to the movies, but I'm not. But it's not out for digital release. I think February 1st is when it comes out. So I didn't include it. Now, if we were doing this, a couple weeks later, who knows what it made it? But you didn't include it because of that simple fact. My fault. Continue. Black Panther is your number 7.
Number 7, Black Panther. For me, that closing act for Black Panther, that man giving that Killmonger giving that final speech before his death is one of the most talked about, memorable speeches of all speeches. It's in the top 5 of greatest speeches and memorable stuff. If you give that quote, everybody knows what you're talking about. Everybody knows like the line word for word, verbatim, and everything. You're like, it was like, what? Oh my God. When you left the theater the first time, you remembered that closing line he said. I was like, what? Yes. His fight scene, the way he even died, he even complimented his own cousin by the way he killed him. He was like, oh, it was a good move. It was a good move.
Hell of a move, cuz.
I said, what in the world? That third act was closed how you closed it. My man, even T'Challa stepped up in there and he was like, I'm still here. The challenge isn't over.
I'm not dead. And I can see the challenge is not over.
That third act had you on the edge, even though you knew they were going to be victorious. You were sitting there watching this man in a simulated fighter jet talking about he's got to get the last plane. He's got to get the last plane before it hits the border and everything. You knew he was going to get it, but still. And then Shuri out there not knowing what to fight and everything. And she out here using the guns and stuff. And my man taking people out here killing Dora Milaje. I said, oh my God, this is a lot going on here. It's a lot. Fighting was all over the place. It was a lot of stress going on.
Giant Rhino.
Black Panther. Third act. Number 7 for me.
Number 7 is my turn?
Yes, sir. What's your number 7?
Oh, sucks now. Right to it. Number 7 is gonna piss people off the rip. The first Avengers movie. That's number 7. Look, I love the Avengers. I know it's a classic. It has everything people want. Third, it had the greatest, not the greatest.
You said it right the first time?
Nah, because it's not the great. Because I had to think about other scenes. But when the first Avengers got into that circle and that music came on, he was like, "Oh my God!" Chills in the theater. Like, "Oh my God, this is happening! This is it, their team. They're fighting." The Hulk, Captain America giving out instructions. Hulk, smash! Yeah, he just going to town. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, chills. I got chills now, and I got a hoodie on, and it's like 80 degrees in this house. Because I don't do cold at all. And I still get chills. Oh, I'm not even gonna lie. The first Avengers movie, the only reason it's so low, because the entire third act was just really the big fight scene. Like it's stuff I was gonna put in there. I was gonna move it up, and then when I actually looked to see when the third act started, like for instance, Phil Coulson's death, that's technically not the third act. It's the end of the second act, but it's not the third act. So I couldn't include it. That's why I fell down a little low. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why. If it wasn't for that, it might have been number 6. It wasn't getting higher than 6. I got 5 bangers in front of it. But again, that's my I really like that. Then the end credit scene, the very end credit scene, when they were just sitting down, eating shawarma, just in a group, I was like, yes. I was like, yes. That's the perfect end credit scene to that entire event. I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Heck yeah.
I loved it. I love it. That's my number 7. I know it's real low, but trust me, I got strong arguments. Strong arguments for why stuff is higher. I'm not sneak. Y'all can't see it, but still, it's there. It's there. Tell it, Daniel. Let them know. Let's start it off. Number 6.
Number 6 is a surpriser for you guys. We're gonna go with Thor Ragnarok.
Woohoo!
At number 6.
Woohoo!
That man went through the blues. He went through the blues. My man had to blow up his own planet. He had to bring out my enemy. The enemy to my enemy is my friend. He had to go. The man he personally couldn't win the fight and had to go out there and get a distraction. Not even help. He needed a distraction. It was like, I can't beat her. I'm not asking you for help. Just distract her behind, blow up our planet. It's not Asgard is not the actual thing. It's us. God dang it, beat her. Okay, that Joe was the man lost his eye. He got Loki together. Hulk was out there smashing. That was probably the last time Hulk was smashing anything. The second to last time. Yeah. No, that was the last time Hulk smashed anything. Infinity War. Hulk got smashed.
Got smashed in Infinity War.
In the first act. The first act. So that was probably
it was the first scene.
It was the first act.
Credits was still rolling and everything. He was getting smacked around.
Yeah. That was pretty much the last time you seen Hulk smash anything was like the end of Thor Ragnarok. Yo, that thing was serious. The music combination, Thor finally becoming into himself without even having to hammer around, dropping the lightning everywhere. Oh my goodness, the speeches that were everywhere, and then the end credit scene. Folks was like, "Oh, I can't wait! I can't wait!" Folks were just like, "I can't wait!" Thanos just pulled up on him. Oh, it's about to be on. Yeah, Thor Ragnarok was like, wow. This is serious right here. This is a lot to handle. So yeah, for me, Thor Ragnarok at number 6.
Are you ready for this one?
Yeah.
My number 6, Thor Ragnarok is real. That was my number 6. It was my number 6.
We didn't plan it, people. We didn't. Trust me.
I didn't because I didn't want to put it.
We all know I dang sure never agree with him. So
that's unnecessary. You agree with me a lot. Anyway, number 6, I have same as Thor Ragnarok. Almost all that stuff you said. I had one put it over the top of me was Korg at the end when they was in the spaceship and they was like, what's the Centaur, whatever his name is, that was destroying the planet. He said, it's just a place. He said, well, as long as the foundation's strong, you can always rebuild. Then they blew up the foundation. And that joint was hilarious. You had the man who betrayed all of Asgard. I can't think of his name. He had the two guns like Texas. He came back. He gave his life so that the Asgardians could get in that ship and go and get away. Yeah, I loved it. It's real sacrifice. He had to sacrifice his home, all the people he knew. It was a great third act. When the Hulk came out the water and he went, smash, and then Thor had to say, Hulk, for once in your stupid life, do not smash. And Hulk like, it's giant monster. No. And he just kind of turned his head and pouted. Like, I want to smash him. It's great. It's all great. Third, Thor Ragnarok. Without question. Solid third act. Now, from here, it's going to get real funky. What you going to here we go, Dan. Your number 5.
It's very easy. Number 5 is very easy. It's Avengers. Everything you said was right. Avengers third act was by far top tier up there. It's when it comes to superhero movies and how you end a movie that got so much hype and build up, and like the first genuine superhero team movie. Like that was the first that lived up to the hype. The first superhero team movie that actually lived up to the hype, and it ended the way it should end. And like the end credit scene, like you said, was great. The freaking the scene where they're all in there and they're fighting in New York, and the combo that Iron Man, Captain America, when they do the shield blast. Oh man. And then the whole blast, and then all hope looks lost, and they're all getting beat up at one time, and then they come back together again for one last rally, and then Iron Man's, you think he's about to die, but he comes back through the portal. Oh man, it was so much greatness in the fights. Oh, this was awesome, yo. That Avengers was like that. And Samuel Jackson motivation speech, and he throw the cards out there.
That's second. No, that's the third act. That is the third act. I forgot to mention that. I really did. It's worth mentioning. That is a great point. Even though he blatantly took the cards, went to Phil Coulson, put blood on them, and then threw them on the table. Yeah, you gotta be a cold-hearted son of a bitch to do shit like that.
Do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to motivate people. It worked. They got out there, brought the team together and everything. Let's go do this. We got New York to save. Hey, let's go. It was all there. Everything you wanted, and that was. If that movie had failed and that third act wasn't as strong as it was, I don't know how the rest of the MCU would have turned out. That first very like greatness of a movie of a team was just it needed to happen. That was actual great writing at its best.
All right.
For that time period. Because it gets better.
I know it gets better. It's only number 7 for me. It's number 5. Okay. My number 5. I think I might get punched in the face. I think you might punch me in the face if we were sitting next to each other. Avengers Endgame is my number 5.
Yep, you're getting punched.
Look, Avengers Endgame had, I would probably say, some of the
this most iconic moments. I can't mute you.
You keep muting yourself.
I'm trying to mute you.
Why? You can't mute me.
Said craziness.
I'm not craziness. I'm telling you what it is. This is one of the Avengers Endgame has one of the greatest, actually several of the greatest moments in one act. Like in one iconic scene. Captain America's picking up the hammer, Thor's hammer. I remember that. Crowd was going crazy. I lost it. You almost punched me in the face when I was grabbing you at the thing, like, oh shit, it's happening. Well, Cap, you hear Avengers, what's the word I'm looking for? When the Avengers, you hear, what's his name, Sam Wilson, come say Cap on your left. And you see Black Panther walk out with his sister in the court, and you're like, oh shit. I'm like, oh, they're back. Here we go. And then everybody start coming through the portals, and Spider-Man comes up. Everybody go, oh my god. Then you see Ant-Man jump out, War Machine in another suit, and Hulk half her arms, and just going to town. I'm like, oh, here we go. And he finally says, we've been waiting for damn near a decade. And he say Avengers Assemble, and everybody's look. I get chills. Jeez. Look, everything about that was great. Even the fake A-Force thing, when they put all the females together in the same spot, it ain't with the towel. Even though I stand by this, she didn't need that kind of help. But there's neither here nor there. I'm telling you, everything about that was great. The only reason I only have it at 5 and not higher is because in other third acts that I have higher, there were more emotional beats that I felt made the characters grow a little more to their future. Now, I will say this: Tony's funeral at the end was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking and beautiful at the same time because it was a small ceremony. Even though the world loved him, it was a small ceremony with all the people he went to battle with, people he known, and nobody. It was just his heart from the little mantle that he had from the very first Iron Man movie, which is the first movie of the MCU. It says proof that Tony Stark has a heart is floating in the water. Then you have Wanda and Hawkeye saying, "I wish there was a way we could know that let them want." Well, I wish there was a way we could let them know we won. And then Hawkeye was like, I don't know who said what. I can't remember now. I watched so many of these movies like in a 2-day span. Either one of them said they know. I know they know. It was a beautiful moment. But I have some emotional beats in these other 4 films. Get you right here. That's my number 5, Avengers Endgame.
Number 4 for me is Avengers Infinity War.
You're number 5. Oh, wait, we are number 4. You're number 4. I'm sorry.
Yeah, number
Wait,
4.
What? Number what?
Number 4 is Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to mute you.
Yeah, it was greatness.
I know
the great Avengers Infinity War had the greatest silence ever of any comic book movie when it came to an end of a movie. The fact that everybody in the world couldn't believe what happened. Wait, what? Wait, the bad guy legitimately won. Legitimately got what he wanted. What does that snap mean? What does it mean when everybody was turned into dust? Is that permanent? I don't know. You're not supposed to leave the theater quiet and with questions and stunned. You're supposed to leave the theater excited, being like, I can't wait for the next one. Oh my God, yeah. So many people left. There might have been people asking for their money back because they was like, that's not the ending I asked for. That was an alternate ending. I want the real ending. Infinity War. Nothing else needs to be said about the third act other than that singular moment where the villain actually won. I'm positive there's other ones. You're all thinking of them. You're about to yell at me in the comments and everywhere else that, my God, why don't you mention this?
Hey, don't mention it because save it for mine then. Because it's still in my list.
There's no need for all of that. The only thing that needs to get mentioned about Infinity War was Thanos, the villain, won. Nothing else needs to get mentioned.
I remember that.
Nothing else.
I mean, it was a guy who he watched the movie late because he didn't go to the theater, so he was able to watch it at home. And he came to me the day after he watched. He said, "Hey, how long is that movie?" I was like, "Oh, 2.5 hours, 240, something like that." He said, "I don't think I got all of it. How does it end?" I like, "What's the last thing you saw?" He said, "Everybody snapped it." He's like, "Everybody disappeared. Then the dude was on the planet and he smiled, and then it just kind of went to black." I was like, "Yeah, that's the end of the movie." It's like, "What the hell?" It's like, "Yeah, that's it. You gotta wait to see the next one, baby."
It's for everybody in the world who's a villain fan, a fan of any kind of villains and everything like that. They were just terrible grin, just a smile on their face, like, yeah, been waiting for this for a long time. Ever since the MCU started, it's about time. Yeah, nothing else needs to be said. Infinity War, number 4 for me. What you got?
Number 4 for me. Make sure I say this right. Daniel, my friend. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now, I know a lot of people are not gonna like it. Dad, you gotta let me prove my point before you walk away. You just wait to prove my point, okay? All right. Number 1. Y'all. You're making me laugh, and I can't make my point. I can unmute you if I want.
Does not know how this works. He does not know how this works.
I do know how this works.
Your comic book card is in question.
All right, it won't be after this. All right. First thing about Guardians of the Galaxy Guardians Volume 2 third act. Yondu's speech to Rocket. When he was talking about how he wants to push everybody away, and he was tearing Rocket a new one. And everything he said was just a truth bomb. It was just bar after bar after bar. And he said, the reason I know you're like that, because you're me. And I was a little baby that got sold away to slave by his own mama and daddy. I was like, sheesh, it's real heartbreaking. He broke Rocket down. Then he went back there. Then they went to go save the family. Then the team, not just becoming a team, right? They were like, oh, y'all fight each other and all that. Y'all not really friends. He say, no, we're not friends. We're family. Right? I'm like, that's how you know. That's when you go from a team where we just got put in this circumstance, and now we're just trying to ride this wave. Like, no, we're family. We all lost everybody we love, and we all found each other, and we're making this work. This is a real family. Then, number 3, this is what really got it over the top for me. When Ego said he put that tumor in Peter's mom's head. And that, when I was in the theater and he said that, I was like, I literally, in my head, I yelled in my head, I was like, you motherfucker, you know what you did? And I was losing it. I was like, and he did it so-called out of love, out of duty, not even love. He did it out of duty. He said, if I would have visited her a third time, I knew I wouldn't have came back. So it killed me to put that tumor in there. I was like, what? If anything, you could have brought her with you. You didn't have to kill her. Like, what are you doing here? Like, what in the world?
Yeah, he didn't have to kill her.
Idiot. And then number 4, I broke this one down because I couldn't believe it. When I was watching it, I couldn't believe it was so high. Number 4, when Yondu was telling Peter the difference between being a father and being a dad. So the whole movie was about fatherhood. I don't know if people really realize it or not. The theme of the movie is fatherhood. And he was explaining the difference between a father and a dad. And everybody who's a parent knows there's a difference. A father is somebody who gave you the DNA, made you, may pay or may not pay child support. Never see from them. They don't teach you nothing. And then once you make the NBA or the NFL, then all of a sudden they're in your life. But a dad, person who's there for you day after day, in and out, teaching you, punishing you, teaching you why you got punished, helping you out, not punishing you all the time, just guiding you along the way. When you're an adult and you're struggling, you know how you are when you're first adult, and you get out there and you struggle. You're like, don't worry, I have money aside for you. Here, here's some money. You make sure your rent's paid this month. That's a dad. At the sports games, taking you to practice, giving up all their hobbies to make sure you got a chance of life. That's a dad. And Yondu, teaching Peter the difference. Number 5, Yondu's funeral, his sacrifice. Remember, the whole Ravagers, they pretty much banned him and his people. Hey, don't y'all. This is real important. They banished him, all his people, and he finally did the right thing. And when nobody thought they would show up, they gave him a Ravager's funeral. And the look at his man's face, his number 2, and he was just so excited. He was yelling. Yeah, he did the little, beautiful funeral. And the speech that Peter gave to him before they, put his body to flames, beautiful. Number 6 is the humor and the action end. Now, that action, the humor was hilarious. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Everybody knows about that. That was on all the shirts. People were coming to cosplay with the umbrella, dressed as Yondu with an umbrella. Mary Poppins. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. You know what it is. Hilarious. And the action, look, I know most people just remember them fighting with the big rocks and stuff like that. But the action before that was fantastic, especially when the gold people came in and came to Ego's planet, and they would start shooting inside the planet. And they was ducking and dodging, trying to. Beautiful. I loved it. And number 7, the final, the whole third act was pretty much Yondu's redemption. He went from the guy who was taking kids, selling them off, getting banned by the Ravagers, breaking the Ravagers code, to making the ultimate sacrifice, so that his son, because Peter is his son, can live. He's no more beautiful. That's why I have it all the way at number 4. That's why Guardians. That's the whole third act. I don't think anybody can argue with that.
All right. Number 3, Captain Captain America: Civil War.
Your list is totally jacked up.
Captain America: Civil War. Number 3. That thing was real. Everywhere from Black Panther getting justice for his father's death to the fight at the airport.
Airport is second act. The airport is second act.
The end of the fight at the airport.
None of the airport is in the first. Is in the third act.
Captain America coming at the end and saving them out to prison. To the real third act, which was the battle with Winter Soldier and Captain America versus Iron Man. Oh my goodness. From the trailer, you knew I've got to see this. And it didn't disappoint. The fact that when they told Tony Stark, not even Iron Man, when Steve Rogers told Tony Stark, I knew. The gloves were off. The gloves were off. It was that's when everybody officially picked a side. You didn't know, you sort of kind of picked a side throughout the whole movie, but when that moment happened, you picked a side.
No. That's when you flip side.
You wait right now. Nobody knew what side they were on until that moment. And Cap, you look at Cap and you're like, you knew, Cap? And you didn't tell him? And we got to watch this as he's watching it. We're watching it as he's watching it. His mom get killed by the guy that's right there who happens to be your best. Listen, that sounds so dramatic and everything. We're watching a video footage of this man's mom being murdered by your best friend who you're standing behind, who's right there behind you, and you're in the way of it, and you knew, and you didn't tell. Oh my, what?
Got a question for you. Got a question.
Oh my God.
If you were Captain America, would you have
Captain America Civil War third act is so strong, it makes no sense. No sense.
Not gonna lie. Answer the question.
I'm not answering any questions. I'm not here to answer questions. I'm here to give my top 7.
Would you have told him?
No. What?
Would you have told him if you were Captain America? If you were Cap?
To be continued. We're not on our third act. We're still on the first act of Real Comic Book Talk is on its first act still. Okay. We'll let you guys know when we get to the climax and then when we get to the third act.
Okay.
Give it another 15 more years, we might be on the third act. Okay. Right now.
All right. My number 3.
That is a question everybody asks themselves. That's a legitimate question. And everybody has to think really deep inside themselves. What would you do in that situation? I don't have to answer that. So, what's your number 3?
Spider-Man: No Way Home. Why do you keep muting yourself? Look, Spider-Man: No Way Home did everything I wanted when I knew that all 3 Spider-Men were going to be in the movie. That third act is phenomenal. I'm trying not to cuss. It's phenomenal. And I'm not just talking about when the 2 other Spider-Men showed up. I'm talking about when they were when he was crying, broke down in tears, and him, MJ and Ned both came to him and just held him as he cried. Broken. I mean, he was just broken down. He lost everything. He had nobody after that. Then on top of that, when he had to make the sacrifice and say, look, I'll give up everything. Everybody can forget me. Every single person. And I'm gonna let you talk about the Spider-Man part. I know you're gonna do that. I'm talking about everything else. That's why. When he made that ultimate sacrifice so everybody could forget who he is, he damn near snapped himself away. Everything but physically. Nobody knew who he was. He had to give it all up just so the world could say ultimate hero moment. And then when he told MJ, I'll come find you, then he went to the coffee shop, had speech in hand and everything, ready to go. He saw her, all of it. He saw emotion, he stopped. And then he saw that Band-Aid on her head and knew where it came from. Because she knew who he was. and he knew that she would never not be there to help him when he needed it, and that would ultimately get her hurt. Just like that, he gave it up because he knew that it would get her hurt and possibly killed because his aunt just got killed for knowing he was Spider-Man and being involved. All came together, and he made the sacrifice and said, "I love her so much, I can't love her because it'll kill her." And left, walked out and everything. I was like, "Damn, go find Gwen Stacy." Beautiful, beautiful. And of course, all three Spider-Man went in there, and I'm gonna let Dan go to work on that because if he had to mute me, then I know he had to hire.
You already know it was my number 2. We're at number 2, Spider-Man No Way Home. That third act, we are talking literally the ultimate fan service for any superhero movie ever. When it comes to like you being a fan of comic book movies at all, Spider-Man No Way Home is the top tier fan service. There's no argument, there's no discussion, there's no back and forth. No. Every fan in the world, if you've been alive or you've been reading comics for a minimum of 8 to 10 years, you know who Spider-Man is. You've at least seen the other Spider-Man movies. You're not a comic book fan if you haven't seen at least 2 of the other Spider-Man movies, okay? There's no other, no. This is top tier fan service here. Like everybody knew, and they still kept it a secret until the final moment, until you actually got in the theater. And then when you see it, it didn't disappoint at all.
They was all swinging together.
There's only been like 2 other instances in the movies that I can legitimately say I've seen highs and lows in a third act. Spider-Man No Way Home is one of them, where grown men, because there was another one, my number 1, where grown men were crying. But I almost cried when Peter number 3 caught.
Oh my gosh. I know exactly where you're going.
When he caught MJ, folks, everybody's heart went, oh, like you all knew. That's how everybody, if you were looking at the person next to you and you didn't know why their heart stopped, then you missed out so much in life. Like everybody was like, I seen so many grown men pause and was like, oh shoot, oh my God, she's falling. Oh, Peter number 3 got her. Oh my God. And he teared up. I was like, that's acting. When he genuinely in his face and everything, I was like, you know what? I have never seen so many people go back to watch another movie and try to fight to get this man another movie off of one scene. One scene.
Twitter went wild.
Everybody was like, we got to give Amazing Spider-Man another chance. I went back and I watched it. You know how many people did second reviews on Amazing Spider-Man because of that one scene? Went back and was like, Amazing Spider-Man wasn't that bad,
I've been saying that for years. I'm not gonna get into it. I've been saying that. He's always been my favorite Spider-Man. You know what? That's okay.
No.
It's okay.
People went back and rewatched Amazing Spider-Man 1 and Amazing Spider-Man 2 and re-ranked these things because of that one scene and the way he acted in No Way Home. His acting, you all of a sudden, you saw the way he acted in No Way Home and you're like, yo, when you put him with the other ones, his rendition wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty good. Like, I like his version of Spider-Man. Like, yeah. And Toby mixed well with them, even though he's he's the old guy. What do they call him?
He's the old guy.
Youth preacher.
Oh yeah, a cool youth preacher.
Yo, the third act for No Way Home had ups and downs, highs and lows, and like the ultimate fan service, yo. Oh, and everything you said, spot on. But top-notch fan service. That's my number 2. Spot number 2. I don't mind you putting that at number 3. I hate your guts, but I don't mind you putting that at number 3. But number 2 for me.
When he called MJ, I'm telling you, bro, I was like, yes. Then I've been telling people for years he was the best live action Spider-Man. I don't care what nobody says.
Peter number 3.
Years.
Peter number 3. I ain't never seen. No, when we left, I'm telling you, we saw it on Thursday. By Friday, they were already making trailers for Amazing Spider-Man 3, and they were calling it Peter 3. And then the dang on, what was it? They were starting the list and the sign to get him another one. It was like, Sony, we need Amazing Spider-Man 3. I don't care what happens, make it happen. The petition started.
I've been on that for years. Nobody wanted to listen. Now everybody told you he was the best live action Spider-Man. I don't care what nobody says.
I'm not saying he's the best. I'm saying he definitely deserves a third movie. After that his portrayal, his interpretation of Spider-Man, like once you see it with the other ones, you're like, yeah, that deserves another one.
He had the worst case scenario. Like he didn't have the same Raimi, genre. He didn't have the MCU backing him up. He was just out there by himself. You can't name him his director, writer, nothing on his movies. And you know what? He still shined. That's how I know he was great. Ooh, man, let me direct that movie. Or let me be a consultant. I tell you, that motherfucker fly. Fly, baby.
Fans are asking for it. I ain't never seen so many. As soon as that movie ended, folks was like, you know what? Peter number 3. Let's go. I'm ready.
Number 3. He was the best. When they were all together, he stood out the most. Wow, it's probably
that's what I'm saying.
He's the best actor of all 3, and I stand by that. Wow, I stand by that film. All right, my number 2, Civil War. Booyah Shaka. I'm telling you, Civil War. Everything you said, spot on, right, correct. Civil War third act was like that, and the emotion for me, it was all about how much that fight hurt, how much it was given away. When he looked into his face, when Iron Man came, opened up the door, and they had a conversation, like, all right, they're friends again. They're back on a common goal. Let's go get this guy. And then when Cap walked all the way to Zemo behind the glass, and Zemo said, I studied you for years, followed you, studied your profile and all that. And as I look at your eyes, I see, look, there's a spot of green in the blue eyes. Nice to see imperfection. I was like, yes, not a power, not nothing. And he is killing. He got them working. Then he played the video, and you could just see Bucky. As soon as Bucky saw it, he was like, shit. God, like you could see it in his face. And then when the man said, cut the shit, did you know? And he said, I didn't know. Cut the shit, Rogers, did you know? And he's like, yes. And then you see his face go to 2 different emotions. Betrayal and anger. Like that. He said, and then wow! And it was just a wrap after that. Then, something you ain't mentioned, when he blew off Bucky's arm, took his arm straight off, I was like, this is a wrap. He's going for the murder. Oh my! And they hit you with the iconic scene when Cap holding the shield and Iron Man blasted it. Sparks going everywhere. I was like, when I was in a theater, I yelled out, "Comic book!" Yelled it out. People laughed. I shouldn't have went with the general public. Should have went with the nerds or with opening night. But I was like, yes. Oh my! And then when Agent Ross was talking to Zemo in the same case he got Bucky busted out of, he was talking about, hey, you get 2 bathroom privileges a day, touch the glass, boom, do something else, boom, get out of hand, and you deal with me. And the man said, please get out of hand. He begged him for that. And then he said, how does it feel to know all that plan and execution, all of that, and you know that you failed? And Zemo said, did I? I was like, the bad guy won. Again, he broke up the Avengers. It cost him his freedom and everything, but he broke up the Avengers. His job was to do that. He did it. He won before Thanos won. People don't really realize that. Some people try to know that. Civil War third act, phenomenal. And the speech Rogers gave at the end, talking about how I thought, how what I said I thought, what I did, I thought I was doing for you. I realized I was just doing it for me. Let him know, like I was really running away from the pain. I didn't want to deal with it, so I kept it to myself. What I really should have done is told you and let you deal with it. I don't necessarily agree with that, but it is what it is. Phenomenal third act. Daniel, you're number one. I know what it is.
Oh, of course you know what it is. There's only one number one that's allowed to be up in here of all the ones up in here. Okay, we're talking Avengers Endgame, people. Okay, Avengers Endgame. The only thing, okay, there's other things that are great about it and the ending and all that. You know, Captain Marvel coming in and saving the day with that last heroic hurrah and everything, and you know the portals opening and the ultimate showdown of every single superhero that needed to be in the MCU there. But the number one thing that makes this third act the greatest third act ever is the loss of Tony Stark. I ain't never seen more grown men cry and more people admit to crying in my life. Just, are you kidding me? Tony Stark passing away like that, like you couldn't have picked anybody else to have a more bigger impact. Like everybody, it's weird because like nobody disagrees with it, and you can't actually disagree with it, but you don't like it. You're like, it made sense. It was rational. It was he brought the MCU together. He closed the MCU. It brought it all together, all that other stuff. But deep in your heart, you're like, nah, they could have found a different way. It didn't have to end like that. It didn't have to go down like that. And the ultimate fight scene, like the ultimate fight scene, and then you know Wakanda coming out of there, out of the portal first and everything, and then Falcon saying on your right, and oh my god, there's so many things, and Thor just being like, let's kill him properly this time.
That's
man, bow, and it's just and the lightning coming down and a beard getting braided and stuff, and you're like, what is happening here? And then Captain America picking up Mjolnir and then wielding him like he's always meant to. And then everybody was like, oh, it was so many screaming moments. You only had just enough time to catch your breath to get to the next moment where you scream. And then when you stop screaming, you're crying, okay? And then when you stop crying, you're crying a little more because you're like, oh, wait, he's dead? He's really dead. Are we at a funeral? Because you cried first because the second act ended and Black Widow had just died, and you're sitting there just trying to figure everything out, and you're like, did they really kill Black Widow? They didn't really kill Black Widow, but they killed Black Widow. And the next thing you know, they brought back Gamora, and you're like, oh my God, they're really bringing Gamora back. It was like, they got to do something like this for the next one and everything. And the next thing you know, everything is getting destroyed and stuff, and the dang Thanos appears. It's so much happened in Avengers Endgame. It made no sense whatsoever that they actually fitted all this in there. And then the fact that you've been in there for 3 hours and you're like, I've been here for 3 hours. I'm not done yet. There's still more movie to watch. Let's go. Give me more, okay? Let's keep going, all right? I mean, crazy. Your mind's being blown. And the amount of time they gave everybody just enough screen time where you're satisfied and everything. You know, Peter Parker comes back and he's like, we went dusty, and then the doctor opened up the loop, and then we came through and all that, and then Scarlet Witch is genuinely about to kill Thanos. On the next level, ain't nobody else can match. Can't nobody else match the amount of anger that Scarlet Witch had in that moment. I'm positive if she had about 5 to 10 more seconds, she would have ripped his arm off. Thanos' arms would have been ripped off. I'm positive of that. I think everybody in the world knows it. Thanos definitely knew it. The fear in Thanos' eyes.
That's why he rained fire.
He rained fire. He was like, man, kill everybody to save me. Me. Because this chick that I don't know is about to kill me. For the first time ever, I'm scared. Save me. Like, I don't think Thanos has ever had any real fear like that before. But he knew. He was like, I'm getting picked up and I can't do nothing about it. Oh, my God. Somebody save me. They was like, but sir, what about everybody else? Screw everybody else. Shoot down until you hit her. Because ain't nobody coming over here to save me fast enough. That third act was amazing.
And you didn't bring up Captain America giving Sam shield as he went back and found it, got back with his love.
There's no stronger third act.
Yeah, it is. It's one.
What do you think?
It's one.
I'm sorry. Are we about to get disconnected? Is that the end of the show? I think that's
not the end of the show. At the end of the show. Don't be
like
that guy. Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. All right, fine.
My number one third act in the MCU, the grand poop of it all, the one that gives me chills every time I think about a scene, the one that had people gasp for air. People were in the theater, unemotional. I mean, not unemotional. They didn't know what emotion to use. Avengers: Infinity War. Now look, I'll be the first to admit. I know Infinity War is a better movie than Endgame. I'm telling you that right now. Infinity War third act was the best thing I've seen in comic book movies from the MCU, period, in the third act. I mean, Thor's, let's get to it. Thor, damn it, he killed himself because he knew he needed that weapon. And when he got that weapon and he came down to Wakanda, that's when the shit popped off. You see the Rainbow Bridge come down. You see Stormbreaker just chopping through, and then you see Bruce like, "Oh, you're all screwed now." And Thor comes down. He got Rocket on his shoulder, Groot right there, and you just hear him say, "Bring me Thanos!" And he goes to work. He took out like 3 of those ships. He took out a bunch of the minions. I mean, he was just going off. I was like, shit. And then as soon as that, you're like, well, what's going to beat this? Thanos walks through the portal, and he's on Titan. And then that battle scene. Oh, my God. The man broke up a moon through pieces of it. And then you see him, they had the game plan of a lifetime. I mean, they was just giving him the work. He grabbed Spider-Man, said insect, tossed him around. Did he call him an insect because he's a spider, he knew it? Or he just called him an insect because he ain't shit to him? Nobody knows. Giving him the work. Everybody, they finally got him down. Plan worked perfectly. And then Peter, what had the most infamous decision in comic book history. When
it's a moment to remember.
Bob, you killed it, you son of a bitch. And that's when it all. I mean, he was hated for years. People still hate Peter Quill for that, even though
who forgave him? Who forgave him? I don't know anybody that forgave him.
I never blamed him. I would do the same thing. And then oh my gosh, then Thanos, when he stabbed Iron Man, took his whole sword off him, stabbed not only did all the music and everything stop in the movie, the theater was dead silent. Oh, I know, because when I was in the theater and he got stabbed, I screamed out, yes! And everybody was just dead silent. Like, is this the end of Tony? Is he gonna die right here? I can't do it. I'm not ready for it. No. And then Strange came and said, look, this is the only way. Gave him up so Tony could live. Insane. And then he gets to Wakanda. He just smacks around the Avengers. This was heartbreaking. Wanda literally killed her man to save everybody. Made the sacrifice, crying. And Thanos did all of that just to kill him again. And when you see his whole body go from green, and it's just like a dead computer with all the color just drain out of it and just drop like it's nothing. Then Thor comes through, hits her right in the chest, and you hear Thanos, you know the words, should have went for the head. snap the fingers. Wrap. And this will put it over the top. When everybody was dusting away, and you see Black Panther reaching for a Corey, and he's like, "There's no place to die," and she reaches up, and his arm fade away. I was like, "Oh shit, we just got the man. We just got him. How you gonna take him away?" Please, number one. Then the way it ended, we used to think it's gonna be a mid-credit scene. Like, okay, it can't end like this. It's got to be a mid-credit scene. We need hope somewhere. There's somewhere got to be some hope, and it just paused. Avengers Endgame, and it faded. The Avengers part faded. It just said Endgame. I mean, Infinity War. And then the rest of the credits roll. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Where's the hope at?
He said, "Where the hope at?"
I was like, yo, please. It's 2 MCU movies I watch. When they come on regular TV, I stop whatever I'm watching and watch them. It's The Winter Soldier, and most of the stuff I love with Winter Soldier is in the second act. That's why it's not in the list. And Infinity War. Those 2, I'm like, damn, I need something to watch. What's a good comic book movie I could watch? It's on Disney Plus because my kids are right here.
Black Panther.
Black Panther's on there. It was on that list. But Infinity War and Winter Soldier are higher on that list. Much higher. Actually, they're the only 2. It's a 2-movie list. And they're the 2 movies. Please. That third act might be perfection. It just might be perfection. I can't find a flaw in it. There you have it. There you have it.
That is a solid list. It's a good list. I think we both only had one. I think we both mostly, it was only one movie we both had differently. Me and my bias had Black Panther on there, and you had Guardians Volume 2. Those were the only 2 different ones we had because it's pretty solid. The third act, it's just a matter of where you position them and everything. But
it's mostly a preference thing if you think about it.
Huh?
It's a lot of preference. Like for me, I like emotional beats and characters making decisions in the third act and what that leads to. So that's just me. That's why I had Guardians on that so high. Because, decisions were made. You know me. Consequences. Huge fan of consequences. And those third act consequences, real. Legit real. Especially in Guardians 2.
Yeah, I need a solid, complete movie. That's all I need. Consequences. You say consequences. I need the completeness of it all. I need it all to make sense in the end. It's got to make sense in the end. In order for you to be a solid third act, it's got to make everything you did in the first 2 acts. It's got to make sense by the time that third act comes. Consequences is a part of it, but it's all got to come to in the end and make sense and everything. And Endgame, I felt, was the most complete one that did that. And No Way Home was like, they just kept adding things, and then the more they added, it all made sense in the end for Spider-Man No Way Home. In Civil War, that was just pure consequences. Like the ultimate one when it came to like consequences in the end was Civil War. That joint was just shoot, straight up consequence. Yeah, you did this and this, and this is what you're going to get in the end. Like everybody's consequences, everybody faced their consequences in the end in Civil War. Like this guy, this did that, you did that, boom, 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 boom. Here it all is. You're going to jail, you're going to jail, you're going to jail. If you want them out, you better break him out, you better break them out, you better break them out.
We're on the run now. We got to take plea deals to be with our family.
Yeah. Whatever. What? Yeah. But those are the strongest, I would say, MCU movies with third acts, and hopefully with how they're going currently, so hopefully phase 5 can add to that. Phase 4 had
one phase 4 movie made it on this.
Yeah, it is No Way Home.
That is phase 4. You know what? All right, so when I looked on I look, so like nah. All right, so if you go to Disney Plus and you go like to Marvel, they have like different ways they list it. They got like the MCU in the timeline order. Then they have like Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, Phase 4. But since they don't have the Spider-Man movies in there, they're not in the phases. You know what I'm saying?
As
So
far as
think,
us fans are concerned,
so
yes,
in my head, I'm in my head, I'm remembering what I saw in Phase 4 on the Disney Plus on the Disney Plus app.
yeah.
And I remember that Spider-Man's not in it. I mean, that's why it skipped my mind as a Phase 4.
Oh yeah. I understand. No problem. No. I mean, we all know why. It's politics. But yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
That new trailer
oh,
got me ready for Ant-Man 3, which actually looks like their third act might be serious as opposed to the previous third acts of Ant-Man.
yeah.
Because
Might be a rematch real soon.
Ant-Man's first two movies, his third acts were so jokey. There's no list. It would make worse third acts out there.
Well, no, that third act for this
Top
first movie
seven,
wasn't that bad.
top seven. If we did top 7 worst third acts, one of them Ant-Man movies is going to make it.
You gotta go back and rewatch that first one. It's not that bad.
I didn't say which one. I said one of them.
Only one would be 2. It'd be Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm ready to see. I think they say the rumor tickets might go on sale on the 16th or something like that, which is on Monday. I don't know. Whenever they go on sale, I tell you what, I won't be going. The goddamn Hoffman. Never going back there again.
I like the last trailer for Ant-Man. They got Kang looking vulnerable out there.
Did you see the pictures of Empire?
Kang ain't never looked vulnerable. Huh?
You see the Empire pictures, Empire magazine pictures of Kang? He's in a gold chair. He looked like he's lost. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up right quick. I'm gonna see if
I don't believe I did. If I posted something about it. I think I posted the what are those things called? Concept art. I did. I showed the concept.
This is
I haven't seen the entertainment ones.
I can't. My fingers are not working fast enough. I can't spell. Mostly, I can't spell.
But they love posting MCU stuff. They
yeah, that's part of their publicity. Oh, I found it. Hold on. Now let's see.
I know their sales go up when they show one of our stuff. I say it like I'm part of the MCU and everything. One of our stuff and everything. God dang right I am. I give the money and everything. I take credit. I take definite credit.
I forgot how to share all this stupid thing. Oh gosh. Hold on. I'm gonna find it. I'm not gonna find it. I'm not. I haven't found it. God damn it.
Better. I expect better.
I do. It's been a long time, man. It's been a very long time. All right, my man M1 Bat 85 said favorite third actor MCU was I'm Wakanda Forever, Shuri versus Namor. All right, so I don't know if you were here in the beginning of the stream. The reason we don't have Wakanda Forever, we only picked the movies that are out like right now that we can go watch. That it's not in theaters, but can't watch it again till actually it still is in some theaters, but it's not on Disney Plus. We can't own it, can't go get it digitally. That's February 1st. That's when it gets dropped on digital and Disney Plus. That's why we don't have it in third, because I can't really go rewatch it and put it with the thing. That's the only man. I really wish I knew how to do this for a second. Here it is. Hold on. Here we go. There it is. So it's this one, Dan. This big one right here.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the joint. That's it right there.
That looks casually villainous.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's that's what I'm talking about, and I like it. I love it. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. That thing. Oh my gosh, that's I can't wait for. I really that I'm literally excited for Ant-Man 3, and I've never thought I'd ever say those words in my life.
I was just saying that to one of my coworkers. I was like, "Yo, this one's going to be serious. I don't know how about the rest of the movie, but the last part of the movie when they're doing their big fight scenes, this one's going to be real right here. I think they're really getting us hyped and they're getting it together for the rest of the MCU. Like this is going to be the preview. I hope he gets it. Somebody gotta die. In order for you to have me take Ant Man serious, somebody gotta die. It's got to get real.
Right to it though, didn't it?
We gotta bring. You gotta show me how serious Kang is because he got a lot to live up to. Because god dang, Ultron wasn't it. Loki was good. Ultron wasn't it, and Thanos is the big bad, and he was next level. My man whooped the crap out of Hulk, and you never seen Hulk again after that. Kang, and we all know what Kang is capable of. Folks is going back rewatching Avengers cartoons and reading Avengers comics like crazy. I ain't never seen. I love see that's what the greatness they do this on purpose. The greatness of the MCU is they'll drop a villain and then every single YouTuber and comic book person is out there doing ridiculous research on a person so that they can just be up to par and everything. Like I ain't never seen so many people do so much research on Guardians of the Galaxy in my life until they did Guardians movie. Next thing I know, everybody is like a Guardian specialist. Oh yeah, there's like 5 different interpretations of Guardians. Then they dropped Eternals. Folks didn't want to do it. I know I didn't. I was like, the Eternals.
I still don't like the.
We really need to do research on the Eternals. Come on, guys. Let's pick another team. I'm out here researching the Eternals, and God, it was just so
Eternals suck.
Yeah,
but it's. I mean, I have opinions about other comic book people movie that everybody loves, and I say are not that great, or they're way too overhyped. But I'm not gonna get into that now because I don't feel like going to war. Okay, actually, I do feel like going to war. I woke up and chose violence this morning, but I don't. But I'm saving that one. I'm really saving that one because it's terrible.
We're going for as far as third acts are concerned. Let's go Ant-Man 3. I hope the best for your third act. I hope it's awesome and everything. If it ain't awesome, I hope it at least has a good end credit to lead up to something else great. If it's not awesome, it's got to lead up to something else. That's a good thing that MCU learned that a long time ago. They learned to lead it up to something else. Like they did that first. They did it first with end credit scenes and all that and mid credit scenes. They did that. That's all part of the third act. They did that first. They revolutionized it and got everybody else thinking, well, I DC better have a goddamn end credit scene too. They better have a mid credit scene too.
Yeah.
Great for you. Great for you, MCU.
You don't have to. All right. So look, I know end credit scenes are now because of the MCU have become essential in comic book movies. Not denying that. What I'm saying is, I do. If your end credit scene is great, that does. If your movie is bad, I'm still going to say your movie is bad, and I won't be watching. I can go on YouTube and watch the end credit scene. I want the good. Make the good movie first, then give me a good end credit scene. Priority should be the movie that I'm sitting in the theaters for 2.5+ hours watching. And you can do an end credit scene quick. I can write an end credit scene. I need the movie to be good. I would much rather have a great movie and a boring, no reason, bad end credit scene than have a bad movie and a great end credit scene. No, it don't work like that. This is not Venom 2. Okay?
I agree. But I was just saying, end credit scenes seem to be doing good. MCU's doing a good job of that.
Yeah, sometimes
that's all we got. That's pretty much all we got for when it comes to MCU's best third acts, which is basically the closing of the movie. And to review it, one last time. My number 7 is Black Panther. My number 6 is Thor Ragnarok. My number 5 is Avengers. My number 4 is Infinity War. My number 3 is Captain America Civil War. My number 2 is Spider-Man No Way Home. And my number 1 is Avengers Endgame as far as MCU's best third acts.
And my list goes as follows. The best list that I've made. My number 7 third act is the first Avengers movie. Number 6, like Daniel's Thor Ragnarok. Number 5 is Avengers Endgame. Number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Number 3, Spider-Man No Way Home. Number 2, Captain America Civil War. And number 1, I'm sorry, is Avengers Infinity War. Fantastic.
Now, if you have think that my list is great, just say comment and like and subscribe to the channel, and we gladly appreciate that. If you think Anthony's list is great, like and subscribe to the channel. No comments are necessary. No, I'm just playing. Give a thumbs up. I'm just playing. Y'all give a thumbs up for that one. I'm sorry, that was the evil in me coming out. Whoa, wait a minute.
You're the villain. Make sure y'all leave y'all list down below. Make sure
definitely do that.
We're just doing the third act, not the whole movie.
Oh no.
Third act. I want
not the beginning of the movie, not the end. I mean, not the middle part. Like, oh, the second fight in the movie was great. No. The last fight. The last fight.
And everything that happened before that last fight. And after. The stuff that happens after counts as the third act, people. Just don't get focused on the fighting. That's how you get lists when you got that's when you put Avengers all the way up there. When you forgot about everything else. That's how Guardians of the Galaxy got so high. Because it has so much more.
The completeness of the third act. I know it's a little tricky when people try to figure out what part is the actual third act. But you know,
you can Google it. It's worth the Google.
It's a 3-hour movie, the last hour. Come on, work with us.
Google it. It's worth a Google. It's not
there hard. You go, learn something new. Okay, there's science behind it. Okay, I didn't go to film school, so I can't give you the exact science and everything.
YouTube University will teach you everything you need to know.
That's a real thing. We all know that. That is the realest thing in the world. Boy, the internet is the devil. The internet is the devil, and YouTube is a piece of hell. And I'm totally a part of it, boy. I'm telling you, boy. When they break down sections of hell, boy, YouTube is a whole section in itself, boy. I'm telling you right there. I promise you that, boy. I promise you that. What you in hell for? I watch too much YouTube. I
learned a lot, though. I learned a lot.
Hey, yo. You want to talk about addictions? Everybody got a YouTube addiction. I don't care what you say.
But for me right now, I am down the Game of Thrones rabbit hole. When I say I'm down the rabbit hole, I've already learned. I know how the entire complete story of House of the Dragon ends. I know the integral parts of it. I learned the battle strategies of Robert's rebellion. I learned why he got to the rebellion. I've learned it all. I learned why Tywin Lannister hates whores. I learned why he hates whores. I don't need no flashlight, man. I'm down here. Matter of fact, throw me the flashlight down.
Follow the light.
Now throw the light down here. I need to explore.
Follow the light. Come out.
There's a whole nother tunnel on this part of the cave I never got to yet. I need to go down there.
Game of Thrones has so many different tunnels and different little paths to go down. Yo, you will get lost forever. Get out of there, son. Save yourself. Okay, it's bad. It's bad down there. Game of Thrones is sheesh. I can't wait for you to get started on the books. Then we'll never see you again.
Look, so what I've been trying to do is find a way I can have them read to me for free. I'm working on that real hard. I don't want to pay
a library card. If you don't get a library card, it gets dang.
I don't have time to read it. I want to. So if y'all don't know, I'm a mailman. So what I want to do is I'm out on my route delivering mail. I want it read to me in my ear. As I'm just
Book on tape, fool. I already told you that. Get a library card.
How if I get a library card? What am I gonna give me a tape? What am I listening to tape on?
You could download it on your phone.
Do what I need a library card for? I'm trying to do that now.
You get a library card so you can download it from the library.
Oh.
With that particular library.
I have a library card. So
I'll tell you about it later.
I have a library card.
It's
very
easy to do. I do it all the time.
Oh,
I do lots of books.
Now what's about to happen is the rest of the whole nother tunnel just opened up for me. And thanks for throwing me to go look down. I appreciate it.
You're not welcome. You're not welcome. Yeah, you can download them. You can download them all the time. You might have to wait though, because that thing was on last time I checked. One of those was on. It was on hold and everything. It's hard to get those. Just like the actual book. I remember when he did whatever one of his last books came out. It was a 2-month waiting list on one of them when it just came out, and they had like 10 copies. I said, God damn, got 10 copies and still got a damn 2-month waiting list. It's bullshit. Yeah. Game of Thrones is terrible. It's terrible. Stay away from it.
I'm down here. I'm in the rabbit hole, man.
It's terrible. Back to MCU. We're done. Yeah, we're done.
Look, everybody, that's all our time. The next time, make sure y'all go check out all our other live videos we've done, other regular videos we have up on the stream. I don't know why he's flashing a light, but it's happening. It's going to be a great time. We do a lot of great content. Make sure everybody who came in the chat, it's me, the True, NY Bat, Steve Austin, all our other friends. Look, it's been a great time. Love y'all. Make sure y'all give us y'all list down below. And Dan, till next time, my name is Anthony. First of my name, Gail's favorite son, the firstborn, the last son. That's all I got. Y'all don't get the rest to my wedding, September 30th. Thank you, Detroit. We love you. Deuces. And I'm on the telephone.